Welcome to Thick Boy Fight News. Let's dive in. Dillon Danis took a shot at Paddy Pimblett on Twitter during the UFC London card on Saturday. Danis, who last fought at Bellator 222 in June 2019, tweeted that he was less than impressed with Pimblett's performance. "Paddy is actually terrible. I expected more from him. I'd finish him in under a minute." Twitter was quick to point out that while Danis hasn't fought in over 3 years, Pimblett's first fight in the UFC was only 10 months ago, and he has already amassed a 3-0 record. But it wasn't just fans on Twitter who went after Danis. On the Weighing In podcast, Josh Thomson and Big John McCarthy blasted Danis for the tweet.
He signed to Bellator, and I hope they just let him go because he doesn't fight. There's no reason to even have him on a contract. Why? His last fight was in 2019 against Max Humphrey. All right, you haven't fought anybody. You don't fight. All you do is call people out. You do these things on social media. Dillon, either you're a fighter or you're a keyboard warrior. I'm just being honest. If that's 2019 your last fight, you're becoming the keyboard warrior.
In the meantime, he's out at the clubs getting choked out by bouncers.
Yeah,
Shut
hello.
up, dude.
Yeah.
If you're not fighting, how long did you say you're gonna finish Paddy Pimblett in under a minute? How long did it take the bouncer to fucking finish you? It's like, I feel like as soon as that happened, Bellator should have been offering that bouncer a contract.
Oh,
your
damn,
contract.
I like that.
You're out of here, buddy.
In Michael Chandler's guest fighter press conference at UFC London, he defended Paddy and had some choice words for those who hate on him. "He's great. Paddy and I have been in contact a little bit. He's a guy who's in that perfect position where I'm the guy, I'm going to be the champion here in the next 12 months. He is going to be nipping at my heels, coming into the top 15, coming into the top 10. But I don't have the scarcity of mindset when it comes to other guys in my division, especially when I see guys who are doing it the right way, in my opinion. He's a marketable guy. He's a happy guy. He's the fun guy. He's fun to watch, fun on the microphone. He's the total package. People can hate on him all they want, but they're just being haters because Paddy Pimblett's the total package. Can he put it all together inside the octagon and continue to keep winning? We'll see." Anthony Smith hopped on MMA Junkie Radio to speak about his opponent, Magomed Ankalaev, ahead of their clash at UFC 277. Smith, who is the betting underdog, spoke about trying to find the balance between not putting Ankalaev on a pedestal while also not underestimating him. "I'm getting used to just kind of being counted out. There's no disrespect for Ankalaev. I've got a lot of respect for his game. I really do. He's a good man. He's very, very good. But he's not the boogeyman that everyone is making him out to be. He's not that guy. If I don't go in there and do what I'm supposed to do and cross my T's and dot my I's, it's going to be a long night for me. But he's not. At least in my opinion, he's not the boogeyman that everyone's making him out to be." Smith continued by breaking down some of Ankalaev's tactics that he has picked up from film. He's a normal guy. He's very simple in his game and his approach. There's no tricky shit going on there. He's never out of position. He likes to fight inside of his box. He likes to walk people down. He's got a really heavy and active lead side. He's got a nice high kick from the rear side. He wants to funnel you to the two. It's the same shit that a lot of people do. His approach, and he's very smart. He doesn't leave a lot of opportunities to make mistakes, but that's my job. That's my job, to go in there and make people look bad. Those watching Anthony Smith and Magomed Ankalaev can expect a familiar trio in the commentary booth. MMAfighting.com reported that multiple sources have confirmed with them that the UFC 277 commentary team will be John Anik, Joe Rogan, and Daniel Cormier. Just days after Michael Chandler hinted at a potential fight with Dustin Poirier, ESPN's Brett Okamoto brought more clarity to the situation after speaking with Poirier's representation. In a tweet, Okamoto said, "Ask Dustin Poirier's representative, Thiccc, for an update. Looks like it's going to be Michael Chandler. Sounds like he wants to smoke and Dustin is going to give it to him. UFC hasn't reached out yet though." Season 6 of Dana White's Contender Series kicked off Tuesday night with 4 scheduled bouts. In the featured fight of the night, Joe Pyfer provided the only finish of the night and received the only contract of the night when he knocked out Ozzy Diaz in the second round. After the event, White expressed his disappointment with the rest of the fights and sent a message to next week's competitors. Let me reiterate what this show is about. There's a lot of talented people out there, a lot of talented fighters, a lot of talented kids. I don't watch anything on anybody before they come here. Tonight, you had somebody from Faber's camp, somebody from Serra-Longo. You got all these famous teams. I don't care what you did in your career the last 5 years. What are you going to do tonight? So next week, when you roll in here, the next crew on Tuesday, show me who you are Tuesday night. That's the only thing I'm concerned with. If you want to get into the UFC, and this is where you want to be, act like Joe Pyfer. Be Joe Pyfer. Be excited to be here. Be fired up to fight. Try to finish the fight. Try to win. Be Joe Pyfer and you will get into the UFC. White continued by emphasizing the opportunity the show is providing these fighters. Every night is not going to be your night, but Tuesday night fucking better be. Tuesday night better be your night. This is a huge opportunity for these kids. In the Contender Series post-fight presser, White fielded some questions about UFC 280. In video obtained from the official UFC YouTube channel, White gave behind-the-scenes details on how the Sean O'Malley-Petr Yan fight came together.
You know, we were in matchmaking, and Sean Shelby actually came up with that fight. Sean Shelby wanted that fight. I said, are you out of your mind? You don't make that fight now, this and that. He told me why you make it, and O'Malley's ready. You know, O'Malley's about to be 28 years old in October, in his absolute prime right now, hits like a truck. You know, he ended up selling me on it, and more importantly, both guys wanted it. And even more important than that, when we announced it, everybody went crazy and loves it. And even more important than that, it should be fucking a really good fight. So
Khamzat Chimaev's coach Andreas Michael appeared on Submission Radio, where he spoke about the UFC 279 bout between Chimaev and Nate Diaz. Michael was quick to discount the popular narrative that Khamzat is going to roll through Diaz. It's bullshit, pure bullshit. Like, Nate has fought everyone and given Leon Edwards a run for his money. Like, alright, Leon Edwards was winning every round, but he gave Leon Edwards a tough fight. He's no means an easy opponent for us, and Nate Diaz is probably gonna make money. Michael then spoke about what he would like to see next for Chimaev if he were to get past Nate Diaz. I cannot talk about what Khamzat would like, but I would like to fight the winner of Leon Usman. That would be a very tough fight for both guys. The winner of that one and then move up directly. And if Adesanya is still a champion after he fights Pereira, which is a monster, that guy, then we would fight the champ there. Whoever is the champ there. I believe in a perfect world for us, that's how it would look. But you know, fighting is unpredictable. Thick Boy Fight News caught up with UFC bantamweight Jack Shore to hear his thoughts on the UFC London card. Incredible night for the Scousers at UFC London 2. When you think her last one can't be topped, Meatball Molly lets lightning strike twice with another crazy spinning elbow KO. Paddy showed he can deal with adversity in and out of the cage. After a tough first round, he comes in strong in the second and gets a slick submission win against a solid opponent. And also, he goes on to win over even more fans with some touching and true words in the post-fight interview about men's mental health. Not a lot to say about Tom other than I was gutted to see it end like that. Wishing him a speedy recovery. He will be back better than ever. Looking for more original MMA content? Check out the rest of Thick Boy YouTube. Exclusive interviews, opinion, and fight analysis is available weekly on The Shab Show, Food Truck Diaries, and Fight Night Flashbacks. Subscribe so you don't miss any of the action.